Hello everybody, my name is Patricia. I am a first generation Beatles fan, and this channel is called A Little Beatles Corner. For today's video, I thought we would take a little look at Ringo Starr's autograph and how his signature style has changed over the years, say from 1962 to, basically the present day. So I hope you'll find this little video interesting. And if you have anything information-wise to contribute to this, or if I get something a little amiss, we would all appreciate if you would let us know so we could all learn together. I will do a few shout-outs before we get started, and I want to say hello to a new person by the name of Rena, who's a new Beatles fan, so that's pretty cool. I want to say hello to Martin McGrath, James Jones, Sailor Sam, Bill Bynum, and I want to say hello to Uncle Paul's Pop Playhouse, Beatles Playhouse. I never get that exactly right. He's got a great channel, and he's got a great collection, so check him out. And I want to say hello to Rachel at Rachel's Ghost, who's my, I guess, mentor in a sense. So I'm wishing her well and hope she's well. And I want to say hello to Beetle Dave, the record collector from Derby, UK, Beatle Tone, and also I want to say hello to UK person Gav, G-A-V, Axeman Spin. So hello and thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who has watched any videos that I'm doing and has liked them or whatever, and we're still growing a little bit. So thank you for contributing. All right, so we're going to get started today with Ringo's autograph. And so, I was looking, having an autograph, of course, is a very personal thing for a Beatles collector, and it's a holy grail, of course. And it's pretty personal because you know that a Beatle has taken a few seconds of their time out of their life to sign the item that you have, so it's pretty darn special, and it's actually a cornerstone of anybody's collection if they're a serious collector. Now, I was looking at information about all four Beatles on an item, and I found a few little facts that I thought I would share with you before we actually look at Ringo's stuff. Now, from 1962 to 1964, that's when most of the items that you will find on the marketplace or you have in your collection already mostly are from that period, because that's when they were coming up. They weren't as, they were just becoming popular. The fans could actually, get to them pretty easily, whether it was a Cavern Club or other, venues that they did. And so they say most of the items that are all for are basically from that period. And then after 1964 and onward, it became more difficult because they were so darn famous that nobody could get to them. And they say then even 1968 to 1970 that that was even more special to, or rare to have an item signed by all four, because basically none of the Beatles were ever really together too much in one room at one place or at one time. So that's the most rare. So I thought that was pretty interesting little tidbits. Now, as far as Ringo's autograph goes, his Beatles signature is pretty consistent throughout the whole period of the Beatles' time and beyond. He would sign Ringo and then the star in between the Ringo and Starr last name. So a lot of his autographs or the earlier ones was a long period of time though, are like that. Now in 2008, he actually put out a video, which I know a lot of people will remember, where he actually told all the Beatles fans that he wasn't going to be signing anything anymore and quit sending them stuff because he was too busy. So that was a big controversy, and actually the fans didn't take it too well, but actually Paul followed suit and kind of did the same thing a few years later. So, looking back on it, it does make sense that we have to stop asking to be any Beatle we ever see or get close to if we're lucky, to not, ask not to sign something because, they've signed enough in their lifetime. So they deserve a break. But it was pretty controversial at the time for him to be doing that. And even, I think, Paul to a certain extent after that, although people weren't so surprised after Ringo, took the plunge. Now, the other thing is about Beatle autographs is in the mid to late 80s, Ringo was living in Tittenhurst and George was living in Henley. And you could actually write to them and you could send your self-addressed stamped envelope, put the item in that you wanted to have signed, and of course put a little note in there about how much you loved them and thank them and, all that stuff. And you would hope that you would get something back. And I was lucky enough I got something back from Ringo trying to do this, which I'll show you in a second. But I don't know whether Paul or John did that. Maybe somebody out there would know that, but I know for sure that George and Ringo did because I know people who have done it, who had, done it at the time. So anyway, so we're going to get started now, and I'm just going to show you his first signature style that did last a long time because, as I say, he didn't change it at all during his Beatle years and beyond. So this is the one I actually got from Tittenhurst when I sent it, and you can see his signature there. It's in pen. I hope it's still legible. And so I sent him this fan club photograph. And I got it sent back to me. So needless to say, I was pretty thrilled that I got something back by doing that. Now I have another piece that's the same signature style. And this is on Rack My Brain 45. And there it is. So you can see his signature is pretty consistent. So now in 1993 or thereabouts, his signature style started to change. And so then he would sign Ringo with a star next to his name. Sometimes he would put little dates on them. And in later years, with his last signature style that I'm aware of, he also put some little dates, say, under where the lightning bolt is, 07 or 05 or whatever. But, not always, but sometimes he did. So now I bought this from Perry Cox, and this is his signature style from between, I want to say, 1993 to 1999. And he signed this one, and it has a 94 date on there. Now this I bought from Perry Cox a long time ago. And it's a piece of sheet music. It says, the Oh My sheet music. Now I want to stop and just remind people that don't be dumb like I was. A lot of things I never documented, through the years, and now I can't remember exactly what was what. So if you have something unusual or maybe more of a high-end item or, I don't know, one of a kind item or something, you might want to try to figure out a way to document, kind of what you have for future reference, because when you become an older Beatle fan like I am, you're gonna forget. So I'm just warning you ahead of time. And so that's my lesson for today. Now, then after, say, 1999 and thereafter, he started signing a little bit differently again. And then he only signed Ringo now without the star. And he would, have like a thunderbolt or a lightning bolt or something that was underneath that. So I do have that to show you. And I got this from Perry Cox too, and this is on a Revolver album. Now, you know, when he stopped signing stuff, you know, he told people he was not going to sign anymore. You know, he still then through the years has signed stuff for, excuse me, for his charity Lotus Foundation, where he puts out computer artwork every year. And that was beginning, I think, 2005 he started that. And he's put out artwork every year since, except for when I looked at 2023 was the last time. So there was nothing put out for 2024 yet, unless, you know, he does it the year after, and I don't know. But he's been pretty consistent on that, except for the last year, there's nothing. Now, he's represented by a guy called Neil, N-E-A-L, Glazer. And he comes to the Fest for Beatles fans every year. And he's got a lot of high-end stuff and, you know, Ringo stuff and whatever. And actually, the Ringo stuff is getting to be more expensive every time you turn around. So if you're interested in buying something, you know, better now than later, I'll say. So anyway, he's got, now he's just signing Ringo without much else. And so I do have one example of that. So this is a piece of his art from 2007, and it's a limited edition. I think it's number 4 out of 100, and it's a man with sun and flowers, which I thought was really cute. So, and then you can see there he signed "Love Ringo." And he didn't sign all his artwork, Love. You know, most of it is just Ringo, but here and there you can find one that says Love Ringo. So I bought that because I liked the picture itself. I thought it was interesting. And getting Love added to his name was also kind of more of a highlight in terms of getting something a little bit extra. So that's that. So those are the Ringo Starr autographs throughout the years. And I hope you enjoyed seeing what I had to present for you today. And I hope you come back and visit and comment and thumbs up and all that stuff. So anyway, wish you all happy Thanksgiving. And of course, long live the Beatles.